Alright, welcome back guys. My name is Zishan. Welcome back to Talk Football, home of reviews, tactics and transfer talks. And today for our video discussing about AC Milan, we have Kush from the Milan Corner. Hi Kush, how are you doing?
Good man, how are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited to talk about Milan because you know what, I've been wanting to talk about them for so long and they are finally into the Champions League. How does that make you feel now?
Man, it's been a long 7-year wait. Thak gaye.
Oh, wow.
Wait karke. But we're real happy now. We're excited that we actually can finally play on the big stage because Milan's been like suffering in Serie A for years now, and finally Paolo Maldini, the legend of the club, brought us back to the Champions League. So we're very happy.
Seriously, and I can see the joy of this.
Sorry, your viewers can watch my reaction to actually making the Champions League because I recorded that. So everybody knows, and there are a lot of reactions out there of Milan making Champions League. So
definitely, and I would instruct my viewers, guys, please check out the channel of the Milan Corner by Kush, and yes, he speaks in Hindi as well. So we're gonna try and keep this video in both English and Hindi. And you know what, Kush, you were talking about Maldini, and जैसा कि मुझे पता है, Maldini's son is playing in the team of AC Milan as an attacking midfielder, Daniel Maldini. How is that guy? Have you seen him play?
Yeah, so, Rafael Leao was asked the question by, I think the guys at 433. They asked him, they're like, who is the most talented player on the Milan team? And he thought about it and he's like, has to be Daniel Maldini. Wow. And even the host of 433 was like, for real? And he's like, yeah, you guys don't understand how talented he is. He's 18 years old, man. He's got time. And I think it's going to probably take another season or two to really be able to see what he's like. Exactly. But I saw him in the preseason yesterday against Prosesto, and he was decent in that match. But he's a quality player, no question about it. Just wait and watch.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really surprised that Rafael Leao took his name because at that time, I think Calhanoglu would be there at Milan because now he has jumped ship and has gone to Inter. How do you feel about that? I mean, Rossoneri has now gone to Inter, man. Come on, you must be hating him.
Bro, the thing is, like, a lot of people outside don't actually understand this. Yeah. Milanisti, as a Milanista myself, I never liked Hakan Calhanoglu.
Whoa. I
was not a fan of Calhanoglu. People think he's way more talented than he actually is. I mean, okay, I don't want to say anything about his talent. I'm not a football player, but he's not. His contribution to the team was bakwas. Oh, wow. He had nothing. He gave nothing to the team for 4 years. He's been there. He was scored maybe. Forget about the goals he scored. He was good form consistently for about 6 months in 4 years. That's it. When we found out that Milan was renegotiating his contract at the end after we thought he had left, true Milanisti were like, why are we doing this? We don't need to bring this guy back. So people might actually think certain things about Calhanoglu, but it's a little bit different. And definitely. On top of everything, the guy was making what, 2 million in salary per season, and he demanded a salary hike to 7 mil. Which would have made him Milan's highest paid player. And that would have been a combined total of Theo Hernandez, Simon Kjaer, Franck Kessie, multiple guys combined. So his audacity...
are more important than Hakan Calhanoglu, because I've known Franck Kessie is the most important player in the team because of the contribution of that guy. He's a midfielder, but he has been scoring goals in numbers, 13 goals and 6 assists. That's crazy numbers. And being your attacking midfielder, a proper, should I say, almost a decoy left winger as well, you're not scoring that many goals, not assisting that much, because I was always under the impression that Hakan Calhanoglu is a great player, because whenever I've seen him play, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा है. Seriously, I like that guy because उसका flair, उसकी style of passing and everything, it's top notch. But now I'm hearing this from you, I'm really surprised, because that's the point of having a person, a fan who has been following them since so long. That's the reason why we wanted to talk to you, Kush, and I'm really great that you're providing us with that kind of detailed insight. So guys, as you can see, this guy is a guru of AC Milan, so do remember to check out that channel. The link would be in my description below. And definitely Kush, last season, I mean, एक point of time पे AC Milan were at the top of the table. I think it was until December, the first part of the season, they were really flying high. They were doing really good. But it was around February where they just plummet. I mean, they weren't hitting those grounds. They weren't scoring those goals really. But somehow, towards the later part of the stage, they managed a top second finish. what do you think went wrong, and how can we avoid this in this season? What are the changes that do we see Pioli and the board to make in this preseason?
Yeah, I think one of the things that kind of caught up to Milan was injuries. Almost, I think 5 or 6 of the starters were injured at one point in time. People, look at Ibrahimovic, and he had a good quality season for sure, but he missed half the season, and he still scored about 16 goals for the club at 39. So there's no question about the fact that injuries caught up. I think the other teams also started to perform a lot better over time, and Milan just didn't have that confidence in them because they were consistently having injury issues, and at the same time, maybe some of their tactics got stale, and they weren't using the young guys that they were using at the beginning in the middle part of the season. Brahim Diaz, Jens Petter Auga, these are guys that not a lot of people know about, but these guys were performing really well at the beginning of the season. And in the middle part, they were completely absent. And in the latter stage, they came back again, and the results started to flow in again. So I think it was a mixture of both. Injuries, tactics getting stale, and not using your youth players.
Exactly. They were having a gap. They couldn't play regularly. I mean, उस point of time पे we also saw that Inter Milan really stepped up. The combination of Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez was killing. The midfield were ruling, and the defense were actually a wall. So Inter Milan really kicked off from over there. And like you were talking about Hans-Peter Hockey, not many of them know about him. And I was watching him play. He's a really exciting talent.
नाम का तो एकदम हाल खराब ही कर दिया.
है ना, मतलब है क्या pronunciation क्या? What's the right pronunciation?
Jens Petter
Hauga.
I think that Norway या कहीं से है वो.
हाँ, Norway का player है. हाँ, Hauga.
Jens is how it's written, but Jens Petter Auga.
Jens Petter Hauga. All right, so keep noting, guys. Keep noting, and we also have got great youngsters coming up. Sandro Tonali, one of my favorite players in that particular midfield area, the stadium. A guy who gives me that Pirlo vibes with his hair and all, and his playing style as well. But why the hell isn't starting? Because Benacer and Frank Kessie have been ruling in the midfield. They have been forming a very solid double pivot, because we have seen Stefano Pioli 4-2-3-1 formation favor करता है, because most of the time he goes with a 3-2-2-3 formation, because we have seen from the left hand side Theo Hernandez pushes up and goes on to be a false winger from the left wing back position. So do you really see कि टोनाली को यहाँ पे फ्यूचर secured है? We really see him performing, because जैसा कि हमने last time देखा कि Pessina was a player of AC Milan. He couldn't get his time, and now he went to Atalanta. He's playing good over there. अभी Euros भी हमने देखा कि he performed really well. Same happened with Locatelli. He was there at Milan. I think as a youngster he arrived at Milan, and he was there, and then he couldn't get regular game time under Gattuso, so he had to move on because Biglia and Montolivo were playing. So do you really feel कि टोनाली के साथ भी कुछ ऐसा हो जाएगा?
Yeah, with Tonali, उसके साथ थोड़ा सा different है, because he has unquestionable potential for the future. There's no doubt. He's a very young player. But जो Benacer और Kessie का control है midfield में, and Stefano Pioli doesn't want to play anything other than 4-2-3-1. उसको double pivot midfield, that's his way to go about things. So some people have suggested that why did Milan let go of Locatelli? Locatelli को रखना था. पर अगर Locatelli को रखते, he wouldn't have been playing. Because if you don't have a 3-man midfield, he won't be effective in that formation of 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, that's
so
a double pivot.
Benacer is my favorite player on this Milan team.
Wow.
उसकी quality और उसकी capability is complete Barcelona style. वो ऐसा fit होएगा बार्सिलोना में कि पता नहीं लगेगा किसी को कि कहीं और से आया है.
Wow, holy shit, are you kidding me? I haven't seen them play apart from their major games. Really?
My favorite player.
Okay, and I always used to think Kessie is a Barca kind of a player, because he has got that ruthlessness of a midfielder to play. And you're talking about Benacer now. I'm really surprised. I'm a Barca fan. And I'm really
Kessie is more Gattuso-esque. Very brute strength. और goal he does score, but उसके काफी goals पिछले season penalties के through आए थे.
All right.
So उसके stats थोड़े से inflated हैं उसमें, but he was so reliable in his penalty taking. Ibrahimovic ने कहा कि भैया मैं नहीं ले रहा, तू ले ले. And it was effective, because उसी के 2 penalties in the last match brought Milan to the Champions League. His calmness is what brought Milan back. तो टोनाली को कितना टाइम मिलेगा वो मुश्किल है बोलना. वो डिपेंड करता है कि बेनासर और कैसी का कैसे फॉर्म चलता है.
बेनासर
का रियल रिप्लेसमेंट है तो.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. All right.
And
so
the reason why मतलब मिलान ने एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम उस पर 20 मिलियन प्लस स्पेंड कर दिया है टोनाली पे. दैट मीन्स कि उनको पता है कि इसमें पोटेंशियल है. मिलान के पास भैया 20 मिलियन नहीं है किसी को देने के लिए. तो अगर वो किसी के लिए दे रहे हैं, वो दे रहे हैं बिकॉज उनको पता है कि इस लड़के में पोटेंशियल है. और उस बात में थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस पता लगता है. और वो यंग है अभी, 2 साल भी अगर वो इतना रेगुलरली नहीं खेलेगा
तो भी चलेगा उसके लिए. Because he is the one for the future. Definitely, he has got that vibes of a player who can really control the midfield. I'm really excited to see that guy. Definitely, talking about another youngster, there was a guy from last game against Pro Sesto in which Milan defeated them 6-0. Tommaso Pobega, I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah, Pobega. Yeah.
Another youngster
Pobega
coming up. He gave 2 assists.
He's another guy that a lot of other Serie A sides are looking at.
Exactly.
उसको भी मिलान फैंस बोलते हैं कि इसको रखो, इसको अब लोकाटेली हो गया, ब्रायन क्रिस्टांते हो गया, अब एक और प्लेयर को नहीं जाने देना. अच्छा चांस है that he probably won't be here next season. The guy definitely seems to have good quality.
Very good.
Even in yesterday's match I saw him. Basically he scored a goal. It was just it was an awkward own goal, but it was his goal.
And plus he gave 2 assists.
Yeah. Plus he gave 2 assists, correct. And at the same time, Milan's average age is the young. लोग बोल रहे हैं जिरू आया है ना, और साथ में इब्राहिमोविच तो है ही वहाँ. तो लोग बोल रहे हैं भैया इंडिया कह रहा हूँ, मिलान ने तो ओल्ड एज होम खोल लिया है. किसी को ये नहीं पता कि पिछले 3 सीजन से प्रॉब्ली, बट डेफिनेटली पिछले 2 सीजन से मिलान इज द यंगेस्ट स्क्वाड इन इटली. An average age of 23 the season before, 25, and last year was 24. So इतनी young team को तुम old age home बोल रहे हो because जिरू और इब्राहिमोविच पहुंच गए. माल्दीनी को पता है कि ये youngster जिनके आप नाम ले रहे हो, Pobega, Sandro Tonali, these guys need a veteran leadership, and they're going to get that from Ibrahimovic.
Kush, let me remind the people over there that after Zlatan came in, Milan really improved. So you can see how the leadership quality of Zlatan were actually emphasizing on the youngsters. He actually made them into a team because that guy, the sole presence of Zlatan on your pitch improves your confidence. If I were to play with Zlatan on the same pitch, I would actually think, the match to jeet gaya hum. I just have to do my best. So it's shouldn't be spoken of like that, but it creates a sense of confidence in you. So even though Giroud is coming over there, and like you told me about the average age, and I was actually looking at AC Milan. I was following them very closely this season because they are one of my favorite teams. So I was looking at them, and they've got such young players. Sally Makers, I believe, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Please correct me.
ये ठीक था.
All right, thank you so much. This guy as well, playing probably on the right hand flank, the 3-4-2-3-1 में right RM, right winger kind of a position. He's also really good. What you can tell us about that guy?
Yeah, I'll just quickly touch up on what you said before, and I'll come back to Salamakers.
Right. Sure.
Ibrahimovic जब खेलता है, सारे फैंस जब बैठते हैं मैच देखने के लिए, ये कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि खिंच-खिंचा के they'll win. They'll pull it off because Ibrahimovic is out front. So that's the amount of confidence he brings. I would encourage everyone to watch my video where Milan actually made the Champions League, because there was an interview with a guy from ESPN, और उसने बोला था कि ये बुड्ढा वापस आके ये अपनी ईगो के लिए वापस आ रहा है, इसने कुछ करना नहीं है मिलान में, मिलान बकवास टीम है. And the impact that Ibrahimovic has had on Milan is unbelievable.
Exactly.
And on top of that, जब Ibrahimovic striker हो ना, तो चालानोग्लू भी नेमार लगता है. So वो बात समझने वाली है. So Calhanoglu, now he has Lukaku, so he's still going to probably have a good season next season, but the quality does come out, as you're saying. If you're playing, you would have faith in yourself too. Now coming back to Salamakers, Salamakers is, if Benacer is my favorite player, Salamakers is probably my second favorite on that team. And he probably won't even be a starter next season क्योंकि Milan needs a right winger.
Exactly.
But वो इतना ज़्यादा aggressive player है, and aggressive फालतू का नहीं. He actually has a vision. He has creativity in him. He only needs to work on his finishing. Yeah. But outside of that, Salamakers is an excellent player. And again, he's maybe 21?
Exactly, yeah.
Very young definitely player. A player for the future for Milan and for Belgium for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. For Belgium as well. While I was making a video covering the squad of Belgium for the Euros, I was looking at these guys, and definitely I have been looking at Salamakers as well throughout the season. And the number of times I've seen that guy play, the work rate, I was really impressed of his work rate. He comes back to defense as well, and he is such composed guy. So I really like the way he was playing. So definitely अभी के time पे I do really feel कि there are कुछ weakness definitely है मिलान की टीम में, and one of them is the wingers. I don't think so कि with Rafael, but देखो strike position is clear. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Oliver Giroud, and Rafael is there, and Ante Rebic as well. But do you really feel they need another spearhead from the right hand flank? So who do you think should Milan target as a winger? Because we have seen that they are targeting midfielders. They need to have somebody in place because Hakan Calhanoglu has gone. They have made the signing of Brahim Diaz for 2 years on loan. That is a very good signing. So apart from them, who do you think should be sought for?
Yeah, so with Rafael Leao, the thing is he has very good quality, but Milan, for whatever reason, वो उसको बार-बार center forward position पे खिला रहे हैं.
Alright.
They don't actually use him as a second striker or as a left winger. They keep playing him as a center forward. He's not scoring enough goals, और फिर लोग कह रहे हैं कि इसको निकालो. भाई अगर तुम उसको सही पोजीशन पे नहीं खिलाओगे तो फिर वो कैसे अपना क्वालिटी कैसे दिखाएगा? So I don't know if Rafael Leao is even going to be at Milan next season. So that's one thing. Ante Rebic is perfect on the left wing. He's a very good support striker and when he's in the middle of the park, and जब वो left wing से खेलता है, he plays good quality. And he's an excellent cover for Theo Hernandez, because when Theo Hernandez makes those runs up front, Ante Rebic is a very good defender. Yeah. So he can actually cover that left flank that is left empty. Now on the right, what we're hearing is Milan is trying to get Chelsea to loan out Hakim Ziyech. So that's the only player that I have heard about that I want, and Domenico Berardi from Sassuolo.
Yeah.
Those are the two players that we're really hearing about. Hakim Ziyech is more going to be a last minute thing when Chelsea are like, you know what, we're not going to use him too much, so we'll send him out on a dry loan or something.
Right.
Because Milan ki bas ki nahi hai 45 million dena kisi ke liye. So that's the profile that we're hearing about.
Exactly. I think Berardi would be the better choice over here. But Hakim Ziyech, not a direct winger in my opinion, more of a creator. I think more directness is required if Brahim Diaz is playing as a cam. Maybe we can, take a look at Berardi because he has been performing really well in the Euros as well. So I like that guy as well. But yeah, Hakim Ziyech is a magician. Definitely he's a magician.
Yeah, Berardi would be. Berardi is very experienced in Serie A, so he's definitely a profile Milan. But according to Sassuolo's CEO, he came out and said that there's been no approach from Milan for Berardi of any type. So
there has been one more signing of this defender, left back. So Fode Balou-Touré. Very young left back from AS Monaco. I think that's a cover to Theo Hernandez. And I think the defense is resolute. Simone Kjaer with Fikayo Tomori, his deal has been made permanent because Fikayo Tomori, bhai sahab, what a performance he has had last season. I mean, in the game against Juventus, he was the guy to score the third goal in which you guys won 3-0. How was the experience of that game? I mean, defeating Juventus in Turin, man.
It was a special game. It was the stage was just set because the way that Brahim Diaz performed in that match,
wow.
I even, as soon as he scored his goal, I tweeted out saying he's scored the most important goal of his career up until now. He's a very young player. So, and considering the fact that Milan Champions League mein qualify ho gaya us goal ke baad, it actually is true. He scored a beautiful goal. And one thing to remember about Brahim Diaz is that Brahim Diaz was not coming back to Milan.
No.
There was no chance that Milan was going to pick him up. It was only in the last 4 games कि उसकी performances इतनी solid थी. And Calhanoglu के जाने के बाद, they were like, you know what, let's bring this guy back. But they were very careful because they didn't buy him. No. They made it to, as you said, 2-year loan for 3 million.
Yeah.
भाई 2 साल में अगर क्वालिटी मिली और हमने 2 साल चैंपियंस लीग कर दिया, पैसे नाफ आ जाएंगे, तीसरे साल में दे दो इसके लिए.
22
million
euros.
तब तक के लिए इसकी सर्विसेज मिल रही हैं 3 मिलियन पे.
बहुत अच्छी डील है. Actually they are doing a very good business. मुझे लगता है मेरे हिसाब से कि Brahim Diaz का लोन को कंफर्म करना for 2 years was one of their best decisions. बाकी उसके अलावा I do believe कि यार 1-2 साइनिंग और कर सकती है. We have seen कि Donnarumma, भाई, we haven't talked about it. I do not believe. I mean, we have talked so much about AC Milan and we haven't touched Donnarumma. I mean, come on, man. Donnarumma, how big a loss he would be. For me, he was kind of I thought यार ये तो बंदा मिलान पे रहने वाला है. Nobody can touch him, but we saw him take the next level going to PSG. Of course, he deserves it. We cannot hate him for that, but we cannot buy loyalty, right? So उसका choose करना PSG समझ में आता है, but he's gonna be a big miss. And Mike Maignan has signed from Lille. So I don't really see that to be a direct replacement. Obviously, he's gonna be there as a number 1 player. But the potential, the quality of Donnarumma is gonna be missed hugely. What do
Yeah,
you
so
think?
Donnarumma is one of those, as people get annoyed when people say this, but he's a generational talent.
Yeah.
You only get like that talent once in a generation almost. So when it comes to his quality, it's unquestionable. But the thing about Donnarumma, will he be missed on the field? Absolutely, no doubt about it. But I will not miss him and his antics that happened every 3-4 years. Because a few years ago, we had the same problem with him. His contract was up. There was a lot of issues with his negotiation because his agent is Mino Raiola. And there was a lot of confusion about if he's going to sign or not. He was playing for Italy. There was a fan who threw a bunch of money at him at his goal. There's a video of that too. And people can watch that. They threw a bunch of money at him because it was all about money with him. And same thing started to happen this season. So do I like the fact that Milan made that move? Yes. I'm happy with it.
Come on,
I will
come on,
miss him
Kush.
on the field, yes.
Don't you actually think that it would have been better if Milan would have seen this happening the past year and would have sold him for a few bucks? I mean, obviously, Donnarumma going on a free transfer hurts a lot. Maybe if they would have sold him an year before, they could have got some bucks. But never mind, because ho sakta hai uski wajah se they made into the Champions League. Somewhere it's balanced.
I think Milan would never think that he would leave.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they thought that, we'll find a resolution with him. It's fine. But I think eventually the club started to get sick of him. So what happened was after the Atalanta game when Milan made the Champions League, it's reported, and Paolo Maldini came out and said this. He asked Donnarumma directly. He said, "Okay, so can we talk about the contract? Are you gonna take care of it now that we've made Champions League?" And Donnarumma came and said, "I do whatever Mino Raiola asks me to do." And Milan made that call to Mike Maignan and said, "Come,
do it.
It's done. We're done with
Actually,
this guy."
they signed him way before they announced Donnarumma will be leaving. I mean,
Absolutely,
it was after
yeah.
the Euros. So, I mean, they were ready. And even at that time, I was sure because Mike Maignan comes in after a very good season with Lille. And now if he's coming over here, he's definitely coming here to be a starter. So, bench pe baithne nahi aayega. Even Donnarumma is going to be there. So, even at that point of time, I was assured, okay, fine. This is going to happen and PSG going to get their guy. Free transfer and a world-class goalkeeper. They are set for the next 10 years. What a signing. So,
But I don't think they are.
All right.
I don't think they're set for the next 10 years. My prediction, and I'll say it here too, he's going to come back to Milan.
Wow.
He's going to come back because what's
really?
going to happen is if Milan keep making the Champions League and they keep accumulating good amount of wealth and he wins a few titles at PSG, he maybe even wins the Champions League at PSG, he will truly realize in 4 years when he's more mature that, you know what, I shouldn't have done it the way I did it there. I have unfinished business there. I'm going to go back. 2025 or 2026, I'm telling you guys, Donnarumma is going to come back to Milan.
Great. That's great to hear. I mean, I do believe that the best place for Donnarumma is at Milan. According to me, I believe that. Anyways, Kush, let me tell you that it was a pleasure talking to you. I think we have covered most of the points that we wanted to talk about, and bhai maza aa gaya, seriously. And I think हमारे viewers को भी काफी मजा आया होगा, guys. So let me remind you again, do check out the Milan Corner. The description में link मैंने डाल दी है भाई, जाके check कर लो. Such a great, wonderful person to talk to. And if you are a fan of AC Milan, definitely you need to be subscribed to this guy because he covers each and every video talking about all the transfers and everything of AC Milan. And of course, if you are new to our channel, then definitely subscribe to us as well because that would just help us. And anyways, I think Kush, that is all for this version of video. We'll be soon talking to you again, and it was a pleasure to talk to you. So thank you guys for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, as always, peace out.